Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more fighting. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in fighting. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chat, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We are working UFC 219 in Las Vegas. Holly Holm versus Cris Cyborg. I just watched the main event. Want to give my post-fight thoughts, my unadulterated full thoughts. Congratulations to Cris Cyborg. She retains the title and beats Holly Holm via unanimous decision. I do agree, and I think that the decision was the right decision. In fact, I didn't really score. I was kind of scoring it with the eye test. I think Cris Cyborg really won all the rounds. You could, if you want, you can give round 2 maybe to Holly Holm. So either a 5-0 fight or a 4-1 fight. However, even though it sounds like a shutout and the scorecards is pretty wide, it was still entertaining enough. I gotta be honest, UFC 219, I did expect more. It's not like the undercard had the greatest of fights, but I expected more from the whole card, just being honest, main event included. I thought the main event would have more action, but if you're talking about pure action, I think Holly Holm versus de Randamie, or obviously the Ronda Rousey fights, were more sustained action. This was more of a chess match, and both girls were like strategic, you know what I'm saying? So wasn't a horrible fight, wasn't a bad fight. The rest of the card, Khabib Nurmagomedov, he looked good. He dominated Barboza and is a dangerous striker. So just to see Khabib with the control, the Magny fight wasn't that, you know what I mean, wasn't the greatest to me, stuff like that. So I expected more from the whole card, just being perfectly honest. Back to the main event. Cris Cyborg, I think she did her thing. She actually impressed me in a few spots. I want to talk about that. She impressed me with her composure and patience. Normally, when we've seen her in the past, she's so much stronger than these other girls. Like if you look at the Lena Landsberg, those type of performances, she's running through those girls. So it was evident very early in round 1, round 2, that Cris Cyborg respected the pedigree of Holly Holm, because she didn't just try to bombard her and rush her and wasn't super aggressive. She was aggressive in spots, but you could tell there was a level of respect, as she should, because Holly Holm is a world-class women's boxer and then also an MMA fighter. So it would be foolish to, make a mistake early. So you could see that early level of respect. Shout out, I want to say both of these women, shout out to them, even though, like I said, the fight wasn't as action-packed as I expected. Shout out to them, because it's a fight for the women's division that needed to happen, a meaningful fight, and they were both fighting valiantly, fighting like warriors. So I commend that. But overall, the reason I thought Cris Cyborg, she was doing a better job of applying pressure and making the octagon real small, and she just kept coming forward. Plus, I think she was landing the harder shots. At first, in rounds 1 or 2, I was like, okay, maybe Holly Holm, using her boxing pedigree and her background and her big fight experience with Ronda Rousey and de Randamie, she had the bigger names on her resume. So Miesha Tate also. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's using that boxing and veteran experience to tire Cris Cyborg in the later rounds. But about round 3, I would have liked to see Holly Holm more. You have to, Cris Cyborg just kept coming, and you have to sit down on some punches, because Cyborg was landing, in my opinion, the harder shots throughout the fight. Don't get it twisted, Holly Holm did land some hard shots in spots, but it wasn't as many, if we're looking at the totality of 5-minute rounds. So I was really surprised Cris Cyborg was surprisingly patient with her attack. She didn't just disrespect. And actually, on the flip side, I think Cris Cyborg, she had a good game plan. Someone with the level of striking, boxing experience, and kicks of Holly Holm, you want to play it safe, maybe the first 2-3 rounds. I think she was winning the fight, but I think she might have been able to stop Holly Holm, who was getting buzzed at the end of one of the rounds. I think round 3 or round 4, she got buzzed and clipped with several shots right before the bell rung. And I think if Cyborg wanted to take an additional risk, she could have got a little bit more aggressive in round 4 and then carried it on to round 5. She did get more aggressive in round 5, and that played well, because I gave her that round also. But hey, the goal is to win. And like I said, I was surprised the patience of Cris Cyborg, right? And to me, I just seen Cris Cyborg clearly up. Holm wasn't doing enough to win the rounds, but she was doing enough to make it exciting. She does all them war cries when she throws, like them keys and stuff like that. So she was doing enough of that to try to. She was taking enough little stands to let Cris Cyborg know it ain't sweet, that you can't just come in the front door, you know what I mean, without me trying to back you up. But a lot of the stuff was being blocked and or missing and stuff like that. And to me, one thing that was impressive is that aside from Cris Cyborg being patient and not as aggressive as she normally is, this proves, which I already knew, I mean most of us knew, she's a better stand-up fighter than Ronda Rousey, because just Holly Holm fought very similar to how she fought Ronda Rousey. If you think about it, she used a lot of lateral movement, a lot of foot speed, and she was kind of pot shotting, throwing some kicks, and all of that shit was touching Ronda Rousey, like all of it. But when it came to Cyborg, she was actually doing a good job of checking and blocking the high kicks, and she wasn't getting kicked in the head and stuff with lethal kicks. Whereas when Ronda Rousey fought Holly Holm, she looked like a fish out of water, and she was getting clipped with all the pot shots, all the strikes, all the kicks, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a different fight. Clearly Cris Cyborg is a better stand-up fighter, but shout out to Holly Holm, a legend in women's MMA and boxing. She showed mad heart, but I thought she clearly lost. Round 5 really sold it. I mean, I didn't even have it close, but Cyborg clearly won the round. And like I said, Holm showed heart, because even though I think Cris Cyborg got more aggressive in round 5, in the last minute or so, Holly Holm did take a last little stand, and she did clip Cyborg with some shots, like some headshots that kind of got her attention. But it just wasn't enough when somebody's fighting more of 5-minute rounds. So the key to victory for me with Cris Cyborg was her relentless pressure. She made the octagon real small. She landed the harder shots. She also, surprisingly, I would say, probably landed the better kicks, and she was landing some vicious knees to the ab sternum region. She was landing a lot of knees. I was surprised though, Cris Cyborg, her nose bled. So just because we think, oh, it's Cris Cyborg, you don't really see her bloody. You see her opponents getting fucked up and bloody. So that was pretty interesting, seeing Cris Cyborg bloody. And I would say in the first 2 or 3 rounds, Holly Holm really impressed me in the clinch. She was stronger than I thought in the clinch, and Cris Cyborg couldn't just muscle her around like that, like ragdoll her, like maybe some of these other Alina Landsberg or one of these other girls she fought, Gina Carano or somebody. So solid fight. Wasn't, to me, it didn't live up to what I had in my expectation. I thought there would be a little bit more drama, but that's what you gotta get when you get 2 elite level people in a meaningful fight. Nobody wants to make a mistake, and everyone's, you know what I mean, trying to fight with the best strategy. So congrats to Cris Cyborg. I don't really know where she goes from here, because I don't know who wants to fight her. I heard Amanda Nunes said she wanted to fight her, and Cris Cyborg said, oh, it's going to make the people of Brazil sad because we're both Brazilian, but hey, I'll fight her. So that's a good fight. But I mean, I don't know who else is really fucking with her. If you have a person like Holly Holm who has a better resume, boxing experience, and if you look at it in the stand-up, in the octagon, I would say Cris Cyborg had the better stand-up strategy than Holly Holm. So it's going to be hard to beat. I mean, Amanda Nunes is strong and a good striker, so I don't know. I don't know if she can come up to this weight, featherweight or whatever, 145, and fuck with Cris Cyborg, but I guess that's the fight I would like to see. Let me know what you guys think. UFC 219, it was cool. It was all right. It was solid. The next UFC fight that I'm really looking forward to is Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. That somebody's getting knocked out. I really don't really see it going the distance. I thought someone could get knocked out here tonight with Holm and Cyborg, but I really think in the men's division, heavyweight, them strong ass dudes with throwing them type of blows, I think somebody's getting knocked out. As far as Khabib Nurmagomedov, he impressed me with his control. I told you, if he gets you on the mat, you're pretty much fucked. Barbosa's a great striker, and Khabib, he's smart. Nurmagomedov, he didn't keep it standing up that long. You know what I mean? And he exploited Barboza. And it really, the Khabib fight, round 1, set everything up for him, because Barboza got beat the fuck up in round 1. And I know that had to zap and deplete a lot of energy from him from just that round alone. It looked like he almost might have gotten stopped in round 1. So that was a shitty round 1 to go through. But Barboza, just like Holm, very game, very valiant, very tough. But it was the Khabib show. For me, the only fights that really make sense for Khabib Nurmagomedov next, Tony Ferguson or Conor McGregor. Let me know what you guys think of UFC 219, the main event, Holly Holm versus Cyborg. Again, shout out to all the combatants. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Egos. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.